Good afternoon, it's Joshua Taylor, Joshua or Donald D. Taylor, coming to you from my little wood-to-be workshop that I'm making here. And so this is video 186, episode 186. And I'm showing you the gussets that I'm pre-making in advance to set up this shed shelter system. I'll just pull back. The sun is kind of pretty bright here. Well, this is what you can do. You don't have to make the sections right away. You can actually have your gussets pre-made in advance. So what I have is I've already got the angle on this, and I was able to cut out the pattern. You know, you should pick up one of those degree finders. You can actually draw it out, right? Once you know the degrees, you can make them either for 2x4 or 2x6 construction. So what I've done here, I got my left, center, and rights, and I just made a little thing here where I could just slide this panel into place, and I put a nail there. Then I just take my sander and sand the edges. You know, sand here and a sand here, and flip it over to the other side. Then I bring it over to this table, and that's where I can show you. I notch it out here, right, on both sides, and I made up a little special jig for that. But you can start your own business. You can even get started today. You don't have to wait. You decide what size of shelter that you want to make. The 2x4 construction is good just for a shed. You could insulate it. I'd recommend going to 2x6, especially to increase. You want to increase the meat here, right? I've routed way too deep. I should have only gone a 1-inch router. Then on the flat, once I make these up, these should be routed 1/2 inch, so they'll fit in flush. You just drop them in place. They click lock in place. And you just put a screw in it, and you are done. So I'm halfway through. This is my truss number 6. I got 10 altogether. Less than about 500 feet, lineal feet of 2x4. So you can make this for cheap. And on the feet this morning, I figured out, the Lord showed me to put a 2x6 down, like a 2x4. Get a 10-foot, and then I'll make a little, fill in between here with the 2x4, and take some of my leftover plywood, and I'll make some side gussets. Then I'll put that in, screw it down, and I can, screw into here, and that will secure it. Okay, I'm going to leave it here, but you really need to think seriousness of the times, and because the persecution's coming. We're in the time of the shaking, and you're going to see the true righteous. They're going to, God's going to drive them out of the cities, and they're going to have a place to go. So this is just the first installment on the shed shelters, and I can show you bit by bit on this, as I'm learning it and as I'm tweaking the progress here. This is Joshua Taylor coming to you from here in Boston Bar, British Columbia, Canada.